Success of Make in India program depends on the success of Skill India program. Radical labor reforms. Discussed with logical argument. Make in India is an initiative of the government of India to encourage multinational as well as the domestic companies to manufacture their products in India. It envisages India as a global manufacturing hub. Make in India is an initiative of the government of India to encourage multinational as well as domestic companies to manufacture their products in India. Make in India initiative is a government of India is an initiative. Make in India is an initiative of the government of India to encourage multinational as well as domestic companies to manufacture in India. To manufacture their product in India. They have to manufacture their products in India. 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 The Make in India is an initiative of government of India to encourage multinational and domestic companies to manufacture their products in India. It envisages India as a global manufacturing hub. 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 Major component of Make in India are FDI, FBR, private sector participation, single window clearance, improved ranking and ease of doing business, etc. Indeed, the success of Make in India program depends on the success of the Skill India program and radical reforms. ठीक है, तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे कि मेजर कंपोनेंट ऑफ मेक इन इंडिया है। तो मेक इन इंडिया के कंपोनेंट्स क्या हैं भैया? सबसे पहले तो यही है कि FDI, IPR, प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन, FDI कंपोनेंट है, IPR कंपोनेंट है, प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन कंपोनेंट है, प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन, पब्लिक सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन, प्राइवेट सेक्टर FDI, IPR, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स और प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन, सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस भी है और इंप्रूव रैंकिंग इन ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस। मेजर कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ मेक इन इंडिया आर FDI और इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स और सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंसेस, पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टिसिपेशन, प्राइवेट सेक्टर 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 पार्टिसिपेशन, सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस और इंप्रूविंग द रैंक इन ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस। दैट्स ऑल। द सक्सेस ऑफ द मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम डिपेंड ऑन सक्सेस ऑफ द स्किल इंडिया प्रोग्राम एंड रेडिकल लेबर रिफॉर्म्स। तो मेक इन इंडिया के कंपोनेंट्स क्या थे? मेक इन इंडिया कंपोनेंट है कि हमारा FDI आनी चाहिए, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स को इंश्योर करो, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस को इंश्योर करो, सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस होना चाहिए कि FDI आनी चाहिए और FDI के साथ साथ इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स भी होनी चाहिए ताकि अगर कोई टेक्नोलॉजी लेके आ रहा है तो अपना उसका राइट बना के रखे। उसके बाद सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस होना चाहिए और पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टिसिपेशन होना चाहिए, नहीं प्राइवेट सेक्टर इन्वॉल्वमेंट होना चाहिए, प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन भी होना चाहिए और प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन आराम से हो सके इसीलिए सिंगल विंडो क्लियरेंस होना चाहिए और प्राइवेट सेक्टर पार्टिसिपेशन हो इसके लिए ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस भी अच्छा होना चाहिए। ठीक है, हमारी रैंकिंग जो है ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में भी इंप्रूव हो रही है। ठीक है, और इट एनविसेजेस इंडिया एज अ ग्लोबल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब। 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 ठीक है, और इंडीड मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम डिपेंड्स इट्स सक्सेस ऑफ द मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम डिपेंड्स ऑन द सक्सेस ऑफ द स्किल इंडिया एंड द रैडिकल लेबर रिफॉर्म्स, 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 रैडिकल लेबर रिफॉर्म्स। ठीक है, ओके। उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि इंडिया मैन्युफैक्चरिंग growth should balance the nation's comparative advantage in availability of low skill labor with skill development required by future generation to take advantage of the lost opportunities. Indian manufacturing growth should balance the nation's comparative advantage on availability of low skilled labor, comparability advantage availability on low skill labor with skill development required by future generation, to take advantage of the lost opportunity, to take advantage of the lost opportunity, to take advantage of the lost opportunities, to take advantage of the lost opportunities, to take advantage of the lost opportunities, to take advantage of the lost opportunities। मैंने क्या कह दिया? इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ग्रोथ शुड बैलेंस द नेशंस comparative advantage in availability of low skilled labor with the skill development required by future generations to take advantage of lost opportunity. It has been suggested that transformational sectors could be in registered manufacturing or services. It has been suggested that transformational sectors could be in registered manufacturing or services. It has been suggested that transformational sectors could be in registered manufacturing or services. It has been suggested that transformational sectors could be in registered manufacturing or services. Rise in economy. ठीक है, it has been suggested that the transformational sector could be registered manufacturing to the services. It has been suggested that transformational sectors could be in registered manufacturing services. Raising economy-wide skills must complement efforts to improve the conditions of manufacturing. The registered manufacturing must be expanded to take advantage of India's abundant unskilled labor. The registered manufacturing must be expanded to take advantage of India's abundant unskilled labor. The registered manufacturing must expand to take advantage of India's abundant unskilled labor. While Make in India occupies prominence as an important goal, the future trajectory of Indian development depend on both Make in India and Skill India. Efforts to improve the condition of labor-intensive manufacturing need to be complemented with rapid skill upgradation because skill-intensive sectors are dynamic sectors in India. Sustaining their dynamism will require that the supply of skill keeps pace with the rising demand of these skills. Otherwise, even these sectors might become uncompetitive. Process of skilling and its impact in class. Indian labor laws are chaotic, outdated, and overlapping and contradictory. The Industrial Disputes Act states that an employer cannot lay off or retrench any worker or close down operations of the establishment without prior permission from the appropriate government. Discuss the suggested changes in industry policy draft 2017. The suggested changes in the industry policy draft 2017. According to the flexibility of labor laws, according to employers, according to employers, or economics has been a major bottleneck. According to employers and economists, it has been a major bottleneck of employment generation in the organized sector. An injection of flexibility in labor market regulation can attract foreign capital, create jobs, and unleash higher growth. In this way, labor reforms will complement and supplement Make in India. Contemporary suggestions on labor reforms in class. To realize the above objectives, the government of India has taken the following measures. Examine the steps that have been taken in the budget and together to promote Make in India. Introduction. Make in India was launched in September 2014 with the main objective of promoting manufacturing in India. It identified 25 industries and choose them for policy support through fiscal incentive, research and development support. Fiscal incentive भी देंगे, research and development support भी देंगे, and marketing support भी देंगे. 25 industries have been recognized for the purpose of promoting Make in India. Content steps taken in the budget. Budget was before the real impact of COVID-19 was understood, but slowdown in India was continuous, so there were several steps in the budget promoting Make in India. Giving an allocation of 1.7 trillion to infrastructure sector for reducing logistic costs in particular and overall cost of doing business in general. Giving allocation of rupees 1.7 trillion to infrastructure sector for reducing logistic cost in particular and overall cost of doing business in general. ठीक है, तो गिवन एलोकेशन ऑफ 1.7 ट्रिलियन टू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर. कितना हमने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर के लिए एलोकेशन किया है? 1.7 ट्रिलियन रुपीज़ टू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर फॉर रिड्यूसिंग लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट इन पर्टिकुलर एंड ओवरऑल कॉस्ट ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस इन जनरल. इतना पैसा दिया गया है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर को ताकि हमारा जो लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट है वो कम हो सके. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर को 1.7 ट्रिलियन रुपीज़ ताकि हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को दिया है ताकि लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट कम हो सके एंड ओवरऑल ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस इन जनरल. कॉस्ट ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस ओवरऑल कम हो सके in general. So reducing logistic cost in particular. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर में 1.7 ट्रिलियन रुपीज़ हमने दिए हैं ताकि लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट पर्टिकुलर कम हो सके और कॉस्ट ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस इन जनरल कम हो सके. And there was in addition to national infrastructure pipeline announced in 2019. This was in addition to national infrastructure pipeline announced in 2019. National infrastructure pipeline. This was in addition to national infrastructure pipeline announced in 2019. National infrastructure pipeline 2019. National infrastructure pipeline 2019. A single window clearance called the e-logistic portal has been established for faster clearance, which will reduce the cost of doing business and promote investment. A single window clearance called e-logistic portal. A single window clearance called e-logistic portal. E-logistic portal has been established for faster clearance, which will reduce cost of doing business and promote investments. Single window clearance called e-logistic portal has been established for the faster clearance, which will reduce cost of doing business and promote investment. Reduce cost of doing business and promote investments. 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 Provision to protect MSME through credit guarantee. This has been further strengthened to rupees 3 trillion. Provision to protect MSME through credit guarantee. Provision to protect MSME through credit guarantee. Provision to promote MSME through credit guarantee. This has been further strengthened. Provision has been to provision to protect MSME trade guarantee, provision to protect MSME trade guarantee, provision to protect MSME trade guarantee, provision to protect MSME trade guarantee. This has been further strengthened to rupees 3 trillion rupees for non-extra MSMEs getting up to 100% guarantee. Further strengthened 3 trillion rupees for non-extra MSMEs getting up to 100% guarantee, getting up to 100% guarantee, getting up to 100% guarantee. And 2300 crore for the 2300 crore for the stress MSMEs, guaranteeing 20% of their loans. Current guarantee means even if they no collateral, the government gives the guarantee they will pay back all the money that has been taken. MSME have also been given higher liquidity by easier registering or trades. Easier liquidation and higher trade guarantee means even if they no collateral, the government take. MSME have also been given higher liquidity by easier registering or trades. MSME have also been given higher liquidity by easier registering or trades. 2300 crore rupees, 2300 crore for stressed MSMEs and guaranteeing 20% of their loans. Stress guarantee means even if there is no collateral, the MSME have also been higher liquidity by easier registering of trades. This is up to 200 crore will not have global tendering. with 200 करोड़ तक के बिजनेस में टेंडरिंग की व्यवस्था नहीं होगी, वो भी ग्लोबल टेंडरिंग की, डोमेस्टिक टेंडरिंग नहीं हो सकता है. विद इन 45 days ऑल पेमेंट्स ड्यू टू MSMEs बाई PSEs. विद इन 45 days ऑल पेमेंट्स ड्यू टू within 45 days all payments due to MSME by PSE have to be made. MSME is one of the largest contributors. It is around 40% by MSME that covers into Make in India. The tax reforms for corporates to simplify and rationalize tax structure which improves ease of doing business. Tax reforms for corporates to simplify and rationalize tax structure which improves ease of doing business and also encourage investments. For example, labor market reforms with the passage of fourth labor codes to encourage the investment in manufacturing sector. Companies law reforms to simplify rules with respect to business operations. Now we can vote that to promote export-oriented industrialization. More than 1,000 crore provision for national textile mission to promote industrial textile production in India. All these programs will strengthen the persistibility of improving Make in India by reducing cost of production, by improving technical innovation, by encouraging higher investment by firms due to possibility of higher markets and creating multiplier effect with higher generation of employment opportunities which can promote demand and propel firms in invest more. However, as long as there are problems with input markets, land accessibility, credit accessibility, with ease of doing business, with law and labor contract enforcement, problem with infrastructure availability in remote areas and tier first or second cities in India, till then investment can come to metropolitans and comparatively more developed states where investment will not go to those places which are relatively underdeveloped. In that case, it is important that we make policies. It is important that we make policies and decentralize those undeveloped. In that case, it is important that we make opportunities and came to metropolitans and comparatively more developed states, but investment will not go to those places which are relatively underdeveloped. In that case, it is important that we make policies and decentralize these policies. State government should play their own role and make more conducive policies for attracting investment, and owners should not only be on the richer states. Today, investment in India is going to Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and some parts of MP because of more conducive state policies. We shall hardly get any investment proposals when it comes to states like UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Punjab, and Haryana. So, industrial provisioning is very petty though. So Make India should focus, of course, legitimizing all the industries which can grow, but it will become better only when structural reforms are brought in. All these provisions can help, however, make sure that the Make in India program is a success. And India develop itself as a global hub of manufacturing production. It is important to remove impediments to remove on land acquisition, formulate credit supplies with more consistent policies, bring better tax reforms with more stable GST, and better corporate law reforms with respect to supply and quality of labor.